Hey guys, Matt Donald here at the top of the episode, just to let you know once again that I now have a Patreon. Yay! Celebration! At patreon.com/Matthew Donald. There you can find bonus episodes and content for both this show, Paleobites, and my other show, The Ritwit, where two twits talk about writing/writing is what it actually is about. For the Paleobites stuff, one of the things we do is we talk about different pop culture featuring prehistoric animals. And this month, we're talking about The Lost World, Jurassic Park, the second installment of the Jurassic Park film series. It's good stuff. A lot of cool dinosaur action, a lot of fun for the whole family, compies munching on people. We talk about all of it. So, the link is in the description for those who want to check it out. Thank you all for your support and have a wonderful day. Keep on chomping, Paleobite people.
Roar. Growl. Snarl. Bellow.
Welcome to Paleobites, a podcast where we feature the creatures, from Ardonyx to Zool. And yes, Zool is a real dinosaur species, not just a Ghostbusters villain. That's actually the dinosaurs in alphabetical order from the first one to the last one. AARDONYX and then ZUUL. Someone quick discovered
some of these scientists.
Someone quick discover a Zygotosaurus or something. My name's Matthew Dahl, and each week I and a rotating series of guest co-hosts talk about and rate a genus of prehistoric animal, be it dinosaur, mammal, arthropod, and so on. This week I'm joined by someone who I thought would be really good for this particular episode because we both like snacks. We love snacks. They're so cute.
Snacks are awesome.
And really awesome. Natasha Krech, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
You know, today is a good day.
It is a good day. You just went on a hike. I sat on my ass on my computer as usual. It's been a great day.
It's winter, so it's not snack season yet.
It's not quite snack season. Snacks are still hiding in their little burrows.
They're still hibernating.
Oh, they're snuggling up into the...
Yeah.
Some people have... What's the term? I actually wrote down what the term is. Like, ophidiophobia. Ophidiophobia.
In other words, the fear of snakes.
Yeah, I don't have that. I think they're cool. I mean, obviously, if there's like a rattlesnake, I'm nervous, but that's just... not because of the snake itself. It's because of what
it can do to you.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, anacondas are a bit freaky.
Oh, they are, but they're absolutely beautiful. I saw one up close at Repticon a few years ago.
Cool. I think I pet one at Reptile Gardens in South Dakota. I went there with my family. So, yeah. But for today, we're talking about the biggest of snakes. The biggest of all of the snakes. The king snake. But not the king snake. There's a real king snake.
Yes, the whole genus of them.
Yeah, exactly. But no, there's... But before we get to that, okay, I guess we could make this whole thing about snakes. Let's see. Question, I guess. If you could put a snake into any prehistoric time period, like anyone at all, regardless of logic of when it evolved, when and why? Or in any environment, yeah.
When would a snake cause the most havoc?
I was gonna say like the Cambrian period.
Yeah, Cambrian. Oh my gosh.
Or just a sea snake just slithering around eating all the trilobites and all.
Although those sea scorpions, depending on the species, might give them a run for their money.
I think Cambrian was pre-sea scorpion, so that was like they would have to worry about Anomalocaris, that one we did an episode on before.
Yes, the Anomalocaris.
Yeah, but
strange creature.
But other than that, it could feed on the early fish.
Most sea snakes though can hold their own against a lot.
Yeah. You know, I think it'd be really funny. It's like in the Ice Age, you have a woolly snake. I know it makes no. I know it makes no sense.
Makes no sense, but
no
hey, why
sense.
Not?
But like it's just like a big furry snake thing, just
be
attacking.
The product of everybody's nightmares.
Attacking woolly mammoths. Maybe not that big. Maybe like Megaloceros, the deer. We also did an episode on that one.
Yeah, or just even wreaking havoc in the camp of early humans.
Just the woolly snake.
Yes. Stealing things from their campsite.
Yep, exactly. And then slithering away in the snow. That'd be cool. I don't know. Did you have any other ones other than those two? No,
I think dropping a snake of some kind into the early Ice Age, Ice Age North America, some sort of large snake.
Yeah,
would be inherently hilarious.
That would be. I imagine if it wasn't woolly, which of course it wouldn't be.
No,
it's white. Let me so it blends in with the snow. There we go.
Yeah. And for kicks and giggles, let's make it venomous too.
Giant anaconda-sized venomous Ice Age snake. Well, speaking of snakes, this whole snake-themed episode, we're a couple of budding herpetologists. Not really, but I like to think we are. We're talking about the biggest snake, Titanoboa!
Really quite awesome animals.
It is. It's so huge. It's kind of an uncreative name, but it does sound cool. It evokes, big image.
It invokes the image. So.
Yes.
The snake that ate crocodiles for breakfast.
Oh, yes. Titanic Boa was its name. What it means, obviously. It is a type of animal. Guess what? A snake! It's a snack. It's a cute little snacky snack. Size 40 to 45 feet, slash 12.5 to 13.5 meters long.
So about the size of a city bus, folks.
Yep, and the weight of a car, pretty much 2,500 pounds, slash 1,135 kilograms. So,
A very impressive snake.
yes.
Especially by today's standards.
Indeed. Diets, like all snakes, it's a carnivore. Herbivorous snake just sounds weird to me, which is why it doesn't exist.
So weird.
It doesn't exist. That's why it doesn't exist. Time mid to late Paleocene. This is right after the extinction of the dinosaurs, so 60 to 58 million years ago.
I mean, if anything could evolve quickly to fill an ecological niche,
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a snake.
Right, exactly. Location Colombia is where we found the fossils. It was described in 2009. Pop culture appearances. In March 2012, a full-scale model replica was on display in Grand Central Terminal in New York.
As if the New Yorkers don't have enough nightmares about things in the sewers.
Yeah, exactly. Where it probably terrified commuters and made them jump into the Hudson, I assume.
Not that they'd be safe in the Hudson.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. The snake would just slither in the... Well, yeah, you were saying about the niches, though. Just after the death of the dinosaurs, the world went through a bit of a weird period. This is... a lot of times this happens right after a mass extinction. But this one, the Paleocene, the climate was still similar to that of dinosaur times, with no permanent ice caps, and average global temperature of 75 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
So really quite warm.
Yeah, today, the average temperature is 57 degrees Fahrenheit, so... This is, by the way, that's 24, 25 degrees Celsius to 14 degrees Celsius. Not that I'm encouraging global warming or anything, but ecosystems
that would bring back the rise of the giant snakes.
It would, but ecosystems are a delicate balance, so...
Very.
Even though it was 20 degrees warmer than on average, which is way more than we expect from even the worst of global warming... It's still such a delicate balance, so we should still try and keep it from that happening again.
Absolutely. Even out here in Colorado, where our environments are pretty gosh darn hardy to our wacky climate as is.
Right.
Any dramatic increase would actually throw things into absolute havoc.
Right, exactly. And also with no ice caps, that means all Tornado Alley would be underwater.
Basically, and a good chunk of California.
I'm about to say not a huge loss, but I like California, so it's Tornado Alley I don't really care about.
I mean, I talked to someone on the Pecas on this afternoon from Kansas, and they didn't even have some nice things to say about Kansas.
Yeah,
I suppose each landscape to their own.
I went to college from a freshman year in Hastings, Nebraska, so I guess that was all right.
Another plains state.
Yep, the highest natural point are the corn stalks. So, so in the Paleocene, mammals hadn't quite reached their level of dominance that they share today, which they would start to in the next epoch, the Eocene. But therefore, as it usually is after a big mass extinction, the world had no dominant group, making it total anarchy in the animal world. And that's the only reason why I can think of why such a huge snake like a Titanoboa would ever evolve.
Well, then, they did spend their time in rainforests, where snakes actually do fantastic even to this day.
Right, exactly. They are so big in there. That's where anacondas live, and that's where this thing lives. Yes. So,
scientists had an argument over whether this thing fit more into the boa family or the anaconda family, which they are distinct families.
They are. And
to your average onlooker, we might not be able to tell the difference, but you get down
to
both it, they giant, are very...
Well, yeah, they're both giant constrictor snakes, but still, there's still differences.
Yeah, there are still very much differences.
Titanoboas, pythons, anacondas, they're all different, even though they're all constrictors.
Yes. Even garter snakes are constrictors.
I thought they were just... I thought they were neither. I know they weren't venomous, but I thought they were just...
They're not venomous. I've been nipped by a few of them.
Yeah, I know they're not venomous, but I thought they weren't even constrictors either. I thought they just...
they've got the ability to constrict.
Okay.
Every time I've caught one in the wild, even if it's my own backyard, they try to constrict my thumb.
Oh. Well, yeah, no, I remember one of my friends had some pet garters, and I got to play with them, and they kind of went around my fingers. It was cool.
Yeah, and then they do squeeze.
Yep, they do.
They do. They might not use that to try and eat us, but you know.
Right, no, exactly. And I think they're like trying to hug us, you know. They're like saying, I love you, master.
Although there are several non-venomous snakes that will try to bite you because they hate you.
Yeah, of course. Especially
And
like
I
wild.
have dealt with a few of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Gopher snakes a few times.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. And here we do get rattlesnakes.
Yes, we get at least 3 different species out here.
Yeah.
We do get the western diamondback, which is the most distinct.
Right.
And has the nastiest venom.
Right, exactly. And yeah, like rattlesnake. Like I forgot if I said this before we started recording or after, so I'm gonna say it again. I'm not really an ophidiophobe, which fears snakes, but I'm still afraid of that thing. Yeah.
I mean, it can inflict very, very nasty long-term damage. I can't blame you on that.
Right. Thankfully, we got a lot of places that can get like good treatment like right away.
Yes.
Like we're really
Heck, even in Australia, where they've got more venomous snakes than we can throw a stick
oh
at,
man.
they've got incredible abilities to respond to some of the nastiest venoms.
Exactly. Well, like box jellyfish are the most venomous creatures on the planet, and they're in Australia, in the Australian waters. And if you don't get treatment, you will die in 180 seconds if you get stung with one of those things. Yep. So.
And with quite the nasty cocktail too.
Oh man.
Because for a short time, I thought I was going to be a venom biologist.
Oh really? That'd be cool.
Yeah, high school weird stint.
Interesting.
Became quite interested in venomous creatures.
I mean, they're still pretty interesting, man.
Oh, they most certainly are. And having the knowledge of them arms you with the defense. It won't stop you from getting hurt, but it drops your chances a little bit.
Okay, so question: what's the difference between venom and poison?
All in the delivery method.
So they're on their own. They're the same substance.
So I've got a great example for you.
Like
pufferfish and blue-ringed octopus. They contain the same chemical compound, tetrodotoxin.
Okay.
However, one is venomous, one is poisonous. The venomous one is the blue-ringed octopus because it delivers.
Yeah, it does a little bite, right?
It bites you.
Yeah.
The pufferfish, the only way to get the tetrodotoxin is
to eat
by
it, right?
eating it.
Yeah.
In the case of Japan,
The
you have
fugu. Fugu, yeah.
Yes, but you have to have a strict license, but people still die from it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't care how delicious it is. If there's even a chance that you die from it, no. Like,
but yes, they're the same chemical compound. It's all in the delivery.
really? So the poison in pufferfish is never used defensively.
No, but if an animal eats it, they could die.
Okay.
So if you eat it and you die, it's poisonous.
Well,
if it bites you and you die,
that's not really a
it's
defense mechanism because you still get eaten.
Yeah.
But still, like,
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
No, but sometimes there's coloration for that, called aposematic coloring.
Okay.
So, coral snakes,
Right.
poison dart frogs,
Right.
certain species of butterflies.
Now, poison dart frogs,
They
they're
are?
coated in poison, right?
Yes.
So that's not really eating it, but
No,
you still don't
but
want to touch it
You
because
definitely don't want to touch it because it can be absorbed through the skin.
that's true. So
And
I guess
they
in
can
a
wreak
way it's
havoc.
kind of, yeah.
It's still poisonous.
Yeah, so that one's
It's still poisonous.
Yeah.
Poison is absorbed through the skin or ingested. Venom is injected.
right, that makes
But
sense.
they can still chemically be the exact same thing.
Okay.
It's the delivery method.
Good to know. All right. Well, I don't know.
So
I just
snakes-
didn't get to talk about, but even though
Yeah, so-
Titanoboa was
So
presumably not venomous.
most likely not. A constrictor doesn't need venom.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting fact. In Japan, there is a species of snake that is both poisonous and venomous.
Really?
Yeah.
So like, it still bites, but if you eat it, it still would kill.
It still has it's got a mild venom and a mild poison on the outside.
What are you trying to impress? Like, why do you do that? That's
They're actually
overkill.
relatively small species. They're only about the size of a garter snake.
I guess that's probably why they do it then.
I don't remember the name of the species, but I do remember seeing them on Brave Wilderness, and they caught one for the camera.
Right.
As long as they washed their hands, they were fine.
Right.
Because the poison wasn't that potent.
Right. But Japan has some interesting creatures. Like the Japanese giant salamander.
Oh, those are incredible.
The biggest amphibians of the modern day, about as big as
Yes.
some of the ancient Tennospondals of the Permian period. So
Yes.
some of those were even bigger than this. But still, the fact
Well,
that there's one of these alive today is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, and they're also critically endangered, but they're ferociously protected by the Japanese government.
Well, that's
so
good.
Cheers to them for that.
Indeed. But Titanoboa, though, like, see, look, I'm no ophidiophobe, But even I would be flipping terrified of a snake this big. I've seen life-size sculptures of this thing. Like, I've seen pictures of the one in Grand Central Station. And seriously, it looks like it could swallow your car.
Probably could swallow a small car.
Like a smart car is probably...
Yeah, smart car, those new Teslas.
Yeah. Why'd this thing get so big? Like, you'd think this snake was like the apex predator of its Colombian jungle hole. But studies of its head betray distinctive features compared to other snakes. This is quotes, this is quote from Wikipedia. It has a high number of palatal and marginal teeth, low angled quadrate orientation, and reduced palatine pterygoid and ptery. What any of this means, I have no idea. But it does point out, apparently, that this thing was more of a fish eater.
Ah.
Okay.
So it was a swimmer.
Yeah, as a swimmer, but it makes it unique among New World serpents. Just don't go swimming in rivers of Paleocene Colombia and you'll be totally fine.
So you think.
Yeah, it's true. There's probably a host of diseases and other prehistoric creatures that could ruin your day.
Let's be honest. Before the current epoch, most of wildlife was utterly terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
So if aliens have visited, they're probably utterly horrified of this planet.
Well, that's why I've always said, I guess we need to purify satellites or whatever when we get some in there. But I've always been nervous about, like, studying Europa or whatever, like those moons of
yes.
Jupiter or Saturn that have they think they have the oceans underneath. Though they do have the oceans underneath. They think there might be life underneath. And I'm
Europa and Enceladus.
Enceladus is the other one. Yeah, that's the Saturn moon.
Yes, Saturn.
But I'm always like, well, how could we know? And if we do know, we'd have to drill down there and get it. But if we do, we can bring down a host of Earth diseases and wipe out the European population.
Well, and that's why they didn't send Cassini too close.
Right. So I guess you could really sterilize it before you send it off.
Even then, though, there's no guarantee because some Earth bacteria and viruses and microorganisms are insanely resilient to all our best efforts.
I just like to think that maybe we should just never study it, and therefore we'll never know if it's actually there or not. We can always assume it is.
I imagine imaging will get better.
I guess that's true. They can X-ray vision, go straight through the ice.
Imaging will get better, and that's probably the safest way through imaging.
Yep, but
we can learn a lot even about our own planet through satellite imaging.
Absolutely. But so yeah, basically just. With all that stuff, though, all the crazy stuff that was back then, just don't go back in time. Like, I know that's hard to do, not go back in time, but trust me, just don't do it.
Well,
for
how
your
many
sake.
movies are there and shows are there where something goes wrong when someone travels back in time?
Exactly. Even avoiding paradoxes, though, that just don't for your own safety. Steve Irwin would probably have a blast, though, with this thing.
Oh, that would be awesome. Steve Irwin and a Titanoboa. By the end of it, Steve Irwin would be riding the Titanoboa.
He'd be riding it, and the Titanoboa would be happily letting him.
Basically, yeah.
Who knows? You know, depending on what afterlife you believe in, maybe he's doing that now, because, you know, they're both dead. So...
it's one of those nice things to imagine.
Yeah. That death would be hard, Steve Irwin.
The world suffered a great loss that day. He gave so much.
I'm glad that he was killed by something that was like a freak accident rather than just like if he was accidentally killed by one of his crocodiles or something. People would be like, "Oh no, he was wrong. He shouldn't have gotten that close." But the fact this was a complete freak accident from something else was like.
I mean, the poor stingray was utterly horrifying.
Right, like.
And it used its tail more as a knife.
Right, exactly. And it just happened to hit his heart.
Yeah.
Like, it was very
precise.
Yeah, exactly. This precise attack that was, like, very freak accident. Yeah. So, of course, I don't think he ever would have been attacked by his crocodiles. I think he knew them too well.
He was incredibly good at reading their behaviors.
Right, so I'm saying that like if he was to die by some wild animal, it wasn't like something that would be like, oh, that just people would be like, oh, he was too reckless or whatever. No, like people.
No, it was a tragic freak accident.
Exactly. So.
But he was doing what he loved in the end.
He did. He was.
He loved all that wildlife.
He did.
And you really couldn't ask for more.
I actually share a birthday with Terry Irwin. We're both born July 20th.
Nice.
So. It's kind of funny. Anyway, so we get to everyone's favorite part of the show where we rate the animal 1 out of 65 million. This animal's pretty cool. I'm going to give it like 64, 63 million. I don't know what it loses points for. It's just because it's terrifying, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, maybe it loses points to the fact that it wasn't, even though it was just out of the dinosaurs, it didn't actually meet any dinosaurs, and I just think it'd be really cool. Imagine a big constrictor constricting like a duck-billed dinosaur. Alas.
That would be actually pretty darn cool.
But alas.
Timelines being weird.
Yeah. I don't know, what are you going to rate it?
I'm going to rate this thing at 64 million They are incredible animals. They would have been an incredible species to see alive.
Yeah.
Utterly horrifying.
I prefer to see it alive via helicopter, like looking down.
Yeah.
Like, and even then, like, I know you'd have to be pretty close, but they're like, I don't know, I've seen the B movies where, like, the snake just, like, reaches way up and grabs someone right out of the helicopter, or, like...
Yeah, well, that was a bad pilot then.
Yeah, like... yeah, or, like, Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, where the shark leaps 30,000 feet and attacks a big plane that's in flight.
Ah, you gotta love B movies, right?
Oh, that's great. Alright, well, that's it for this week. If you want to get a hold of the show, you can contact us at matchd@methadoncreator.com. You can find me on social media at methadoncreator on Facebook, at methadon64 on Twitter, and methadon64 on Instagram. You can contact me through that. You can contact Natasha, any of our co-hosts. You can ask us all the questions you want. I mean, you probably keep the personal ones to yourselves, but but you know, if you want to know more about certain trails that Natasha has done, or excuse me, either maybe recommend some places for us to go to study some snakes or some cute snack pictures.
Just a quick Google search for the cute snack pictures.
I guess that's true, but maybe there's like a collective of pictures that I don't know about. It's like the
I
cutest
don't
snack
know about
pictures. If you're interested in writing, I have a podcast called The Writ Wits, where two twits, me and Matt David, talk about writing. We have some fun there. We like to do these skits at the beginning, and I have fun writing them. I don't know if he likes doing them, but I make him do it. No, he likes doing the show as a whole, but he really does. He does not want to do this, though, for some reason. Boo! Nah, that's fine. Finally, I have a book series on Amazon called Megazoic, available for print and Kindle. Dinosaurs with laser guns. No Titanoboa, because that was after this, but, you know, still pretty cool. But, yep, that's it for this week. And as we say at the end of every episode, I guess... That was really careful. You know, I have more spit in mine, but there you go.